Okay, I want to show you how to get to the syllabus. So if you're inside the course, all you have to do is scroll down to where you see syllabus here, and there's another link here, eCollege syllabus Math 100. I'm going to talk a little bit about the syllabus. Okay, this is a 3 credit hour course. All classes within our online course will take place online. Here's my instructor contact information. So you can actually call me at 929-3443 if you want to speak to me. Email requirements. eCollege and Blackboard systems do not recognize non-Lawson State Community College email addresses. Thus, all students are required to only communicate using their Lawson State issued email accounts. If taking an eCollege course, your instructor will use the LSCC email system to deliver important information and notices about the course throughout the term. All eCollege students then are expected to check email daily and stay abreast of course information both inside their Blackboard course and within their Lawson State email accounts. Course description. This course provides a study of algebraic techniques such as polynomials, factoring, rational expressions and equations, radical expressions, quadratic equations, graphing of lines, and an introduction to functions. You should have successfully passed Math 09-8 at this point. This course does not apply toward the general core requirement for mathematics. Here's the information on your textbook. Intermediate Algebra, 10th edition. Authors are Jerome E. Kaufman and Karen L. Schwitters. You will also be using WebAssign. WebAssign is the homework management system in the course. If you would like a hard copy of the book, here is the ISBN number. However, a hard copy is not required. WebAssign, once you access WebAssign has the e-text attached, so you have access to the e-text, so it's not necessary to purchase a hard copy. Blackboard requirement. All eCollege online course materials are delivered via Blackboard, Lawson State Learning Management System. To gain access to vital course information, log in to Lawson's main web page. Once on the main web page, click on the student portal to access Blackboard and secure the login directions. Computer and internet requirements. Know that if you do not have access to a computer 24/7, that an online course may not be for you. Also, the only computer you have access to are the computers on campus. If that's the case, an online course may not be for you. If you do not have a reliable internet service, you need to reconsider an online course and possibly get in a ground course, a face-to-face course. You plan to use an iPad to complete your work for your course? No, that's not going to work. So make sure you have access to a computer. iPad wouldn't do and an iPhone wouldn't do. Computer literacy requires when you register for an online course, an assumption is made in terms of your basic computer literacy skills. And in this course, you will be creating screencasts and you will be using other technology, so you definitely need to have confidence that you can complete the assignments on time. So if you're not technologically savvy, you need to reconsider an online course. Please do not register for an online course unless you have the following skills. You know how to send an email, you're comfortable working on a computer and familiar with the keyboard, you have a basic understanding of Microsoft Word, you're familiar with how to attach documents, you have basic typing, computer keyboarding skills, you're good at following online directions. Here are some of the core student learning outcomes. So make sure you go over the syllabus. And what I'll do is provide a sort of overview of the course. So what you see here may not be up to date, but for example, let's just do the example, but make sure you print out the syllabus yourself and go over the overview. So Unit 1, for example, which corresponds to Week 1. By the end of Week 1, you should have completed the quizzes that are under Unit 1. There is a syllabus quiz involved, so you need to complete that. You have to complete your biography on the discussion board. You have to sign up for WebAssign, for example. And I also want you to read Section 3.4 and view integrative videos on the GCF and common binomial factor. So all of these items should be done by the end of the first week, for example. So I'm going to skip all of the units. You can read that. And we're going to go to evaluation and assessment. Your midterm and your final exam will be the only exam in the course. Everything else would be homework, quizzes, and other assignments, okay? But the two major exams are your midterm and your final, and they are worth, as you can see, the midterm is worth 25% and the final exam is worth 25%. So it's important that you do well, because those exams are worth half of your final grade in the course. So we want to ensure that you understand the material, and one way that we want to ensure that you understand the material is by the midterm and final exam. If we see that you are not doing so well on that, then that's an indicator that maybe you're not understanding the material. So you really need to do well on the exams. Alright, the midterm and the final exam will be administered via Blackboard and proctored via a company called ProctorU, and there is more information about ProctorU and Blackboard. But ProctorU is a company outside of Lawson State that set up so that they have people who proctor the midterm and final exam. So that's why you would need a webcam, because that's required for this course. You need a webcam and a laptop or a computer so that they can scan the room, for example. Before you take the test, you would need to show them your photo ID, for example, to make sure you are the right person, the correct person, the person who's supposed to be taking the exam. So there are some videos on ProctorU in Blackboard, so make sure you go through that video. You will have to sign up for your test as well. So we want to ensure that you are the person taking the exam and you are the person who is successfully passing the course. So that's why we're using ProctorU. Homework, a specified amount of homework is to be completed on the homework learning system, WebAssign, and your assignments have to be completed by Sunday at 11:59 each week. You are given unlimited chances per problem. However, for my online course, I am employing the Emporium method, which basically means you have to make a minimum score in order to move on to the next section. So you want to make sure that you're working on your homework assignments earlier on in the week so that you can move on to the next section at a good pace. You don't want to wait until Saturday and start your homework and you're struggling with the first section, and then you need help, but everybody else has turned their homework in, so they're not really paying attention to the forum, the problem solving forum. So you need to start on your homework early, and you need to make a minimum score of 80% to pass on to the next lesson, and it will block you from going on to the next lesson until you have mastered the previous lesson. Homework is worth 20% of your grade. Quizzes. The first quiz covers operations involving integers and fractions. Actually, your first quiz is a syllabus quiz, okay? So this is the first math quiz, I guess you can say. It is worth 20%. Quizzes are worth 20% of your grade. I will put quizzes in WebAssign, and you're given 2 attempts per problem to get it right. So you need to know, although homework, you have a limited number of chances to get the problem correct. For quizzes, you only have 2 attempts per problem. Discussion board. Other assignments required for the course will be announced within the weekly assignments. Let me also mention that quizzes and exams are timed. So, especially for quizzes, since they're on WebAssign, make sure if they're on WebAssign, they are timed. So once you open a quiz, your timer is going, and you can't stop that timer. So you have to complete the quiz. So you want to make sure you are ready before you click on the quizzes in WebAssign. For example, you may be asked to complete assignments in the discussion board or utilize Web 2.0 technology such as Screencast-O-Matic to present your conceptual understanding of the material. So you will have to use other technology. So be prepared for that. Moving on, passing at Lawson State is a 70 or above. So if you make anything below 70, it's considered to be failing the course. Make sure you know that. I will round grades. Submitting of assignments online. All eCollege assignments must be submitted within the secure Blackboard course itself. Students cannot email the instructor their assignments, for email is not considered reliable or secure. So make sure you know you cannot email me assignments. Everything I will be able to look at through Blackboard and WebAssign, so online. Grading of assignments. Expect to see grades posted within Blackboard within 7 days of the assignment's due date. Also, make sure you read the discussion board requirements. We want you all to write discussions that are substantial and not just something to throw just to complete the assignment. We want you to really think about the discussion boards. And I have some examples there, so you can read that as well. Alright, attendance. Online students are expected to log in Blackboard and actively engage in their online course beginning the very first day of classes at Lawson State and throughout the week, and complete all unit weekly assignments. So if you don't do that, I'm just going to let you know right now that you could be marked absent. Actually, we have to turn in attendance every Friday, so you actually need to have completed some items before Friday in order to be marked present in the course. Alright, I'm going to wrap this up. You can read the information about ProctorU and the requirements. Of course, you need a web camera, and they have some online tutoring resources that you can utilize. I thought that was pretty good, so you can read up on the online tutoring. And there are some online netiquette issues that you need to be aware of, so read that as well. For example, don't criticize people in the discussion board. Alright, well, that's about it for this course, this syllabus. I look forward to, if you have any questions, you just let me know. You can post them in the troubleshooting forum, or if there's anything that you need to ask me, you can call or email. Alright.